is Emily Midgett here today with a guest video and post for W+9. Color is one of my most favorite elements of crafting. I love creating bright, colorful projects, and I have a few tips and tricks to show you how to get a bright, stamped and colored image using colored cardstock. Let's get started. For this first technique, I will show you how to get a bright, vibrant image on your colored cardstock using white pigment ink and your regular colored inks. For this project, I'll be using Hero Arts Unicorn White Ink W+9 dye inks and the Southern Summer Floral stamp set from W+9. I love anything Rifle Paper Company, and so I modeled the pattern for this card from one of their beautiful pattern papers. To start, I stamped the base layer of the pattern on some coral cardstock using only the white ink. I stamped the images in a cluster, starting with the largest flower image and working my way down to the smallest image to fill in any holes. Next, I stamped the same base layer again directly on top of the white pigment image, this time using W+9 inks, which I'll list individually on the blog post and YouTube description. The key to this technique is first stamping with white pigment ink on your colored cardstock, because this layer acts as a barrier to keep the dye ink from sinking down into the cardstock and becoming monochromatic and muted. Look at how bright and vibrant those green leaves are. The white pigment layer helps to ensure that the coral and green don't mix together to create a muddy mess. After stamping the second layer of each multi-step stamp, I turned my attention to the greeting. I wanted something simple so as not to distract from the pretty pattern, so I chose to use the basic greetings dies for a simple thanks sentiment. I die cut the thanks die 3 times from black cardstock, then adhered them all together using liquid adhesive. I trimmed a small rectangle of white linen cardstock down and used my T-square to add a black frame around the edge. I mounted it on a black mat and adhered the whole thing to the card front using dimensional adhesive. You can use this technique on almost any color of cardstock that you have. Here are a few more examples of some patterns that I was able to quickly stamp on a variety of cardstock colors using the same techniques. For this next technique, we will apply the same basic principle of using a white layer as a barrier for the colored layer on our colored cardstock. But instead of using dye inks, I will show you how to create vibrant color with your colored pencils and a simple white pencil. For this project, I'm using the same shade of coral cardstock, the Beautiful Bouquet Dahlia stamp set, white pigment ink, a white colored pencil, and my Prismacolor colored pencils. Here I am showing you the swatches for my colored pencil choices. The top row shows the pencils with the white layer beneath, while the bottom row shows the colors without the white barrier to protect the vibrance. The white layer also helps to make blending and shading much simpler. To start, I use my white colored pencil to color in just one petal. I like to work petal by petal so that the shading for each petal is just right. After adding my white pencil, I add in the shades of pink pencil and blend out using my Prismacolor blender pencil. I repeat the process for each petal, concentrating the darkest color towards the center of the flower, where the petals connect to the flower, and blending out towards the end of the petals. For the sake of time, I'm going to speed up the coloring and only show a bit of the actual coloring process. Colored pencils are not the quickest coloring medium, but I just love the results. The process is the same for each floral element. Layer of white, then layer of color over the top, then blend with the blender pencil. And here's the finished product. I love how vibrant the colors are on the colored cardstock. To finish the card, I put to use another die cut from the basic greetings set and die cut an oval from the Anastasia tag die set. I made a mistake of putting on some hand cream while I was coloring my dahlia and accidentally smudged the cardstock, so the oval is helping to cover up my mistake. I again cut 3 hello sentiments from the basic greeting set, then adhered them all together and adhered them to the oval, onto which I had also stamped Dear Friend from the Beautiful Bouquets dahlia set. I determined approximately where the oval needed to be placed to cover up my lotion smudge, then decided to draw a white frame using my T-square to help draw the eye from the bouquet to the greeting. After adhering my oval with foam tape, I used some sparkling clear sequins to add a bit of shimmer to my card. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to add more vibrance to your colored cardstock by using a white layer first. It's amazing what a difference that one layer can make. Thanks so much to the folks at W+9 for having me as their guest today. If you liked my video, you can stop by my blog at emilymidgett.com to see more of my work. Thanks for watching, and have a marvelous day!